We go to great lengths for our fandom.
It doesn't always make sense, but we do it. We love it, we consume it, it becomes part of our identities, and there are so many incredible ways that we can express our fanship. It might be flying a time zone away to Lambeau Field in Wisconsin with your wife. She's winning a prize. Tell you that right now. To see your first Packer game in one of the greatest and most historic stadiums of all time. And then many, many years later, when the Green Bay Packers come and play the New York Giants at MetLife, bringing your son to his first game and having that experience with him, or propping your, at the time, one-year-old niece up on the bar of an Irish pub, sticking a piece of foam cheese on top of her head, despite the fact that she clearly has no idea what's going on right now, and after a touchdown, hoisting her up and parading her around the bar while fist-bumping total strangers while your sister yells out, "Don't spike the baby!" I didn't spike the baby. Don't worry. It doesn't even have to be your team. Yesterday, a group of Eastern Ace fans joined us as we went over to Acacia Stadium and got a little bit of perspective on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I did steal this selfie while we were waiting for the folks to come in and talk to us, and that was a phenomenal event, and thank you to everybody who put that on. Who was there yesterday at the Steelers? Outstanding. What a great time was, right? Absolutely outstanding. It's not just sports either, though. Sometimes fanship, if you love music the way I love music, you get tickets to be as close as you possibly can. You can almost smell the rosin on the cellos as they play. This is when my wife and I went to go see a band called Apocalyptica. They do metal songs with cellos. My wife is a classical cellist. Sometimes you buy the tickets as far away as necessary just to be able to say that you were there, like this photo from Madison Square Garden when we went to go see Queen with Adam Lambert. And I know I've got at least one Queen fan in here because on the Whova app, was it you? Thank you for that. I know we've got Queen fans in here. That was an incredible show. Or it could be the 3-hour round trip to take your mother up to eat at the restaurant of her favorite celebrity chef, and let's be honest, crush, on 4 separate occasions up in the Catskills, so that way you can let mom live out her fanship experience as well. Fanship is irrational, it is powerful, and in many ways, it is truly wonderful. I'm a fan of a lot of things, but one thing I will tell you I'm a big fan of is I do love game shows. Anybody who's met me before knows that I love game shows. If you've ever heard me speak before, you know that there's a game show component to this. So instead of talking more about myself, instead, we are going to play a game. And I understand that there is a mayor in the room. Not the mayor of Pittsburgh, but the unofficial mayor of Mason is here. And I was talking to him the other day. Is Phil Wilkerson in the room right now? Can we have Phil Wilkerson come up here? Phil is going to be our first contestant. Phil, here, actually, Phil, I'm going to come down there to you. Let's go down here. Let's hang out with the crowd here. We're going to go right here in the center.
Oh, in the center, okay.
Here's why. I love the fact that this carpet has all these circles, and you are going to stand right here. $25,000 pyramid. Anybody ever watch that?
It's like Squid Game.
The bonus game, you sat in the winner's circle. Well, this is the winner's circle, and it's the winner's circle because you were standing in it, Phil. I'm going to give you this microphone.
Okay.
All right?
Hello, okay.
How many of you remember a game called Concentration?
Oh, snap.
All right?
Lost.
Alex Trebek pre-Jeopardy. And what you would do on Concentration is you would match, and it would reveal this picture puzzle called a rebus. And the first contestant who solved the picture puzzle won the game and won all the prizes.
Oh, snap. Right.
Phil, how are you with picture puzzles?
Excellent.
All right, I like that confidence right off the bat. Well, I've got 10 of them for you.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So I'm going to call your attention to the screen. And if you want to stand back here in another winner's circle, that's fine too.
Okay, I gotta see the screen. All right.
All right, here we go. So
right,
Phil's got 10 picture puzzles to answer in 2 minutes. Eastern Ace, do you think
brought my
Phil
phone.
can do this? Oh, I didn't even have to ask him again. All right. Phil, when you know, shout him out. And audience, you can help him.
Okay, thank you. I was already asking for
You
help.
can help him.
I was already asking for help. Yeah.
We will start right here. Obnoxious business platitudes is the category, those business sayings. You hear him?
Close the loop.
Close the loop is right.
Yeah, close the
Close the loop is right.
Yeah.
You have a lot of friends over here.
No,
on
I
this-
heard close
All right.
and loose.
All right.
I knew it was pretty loose. You know,
Speaking of, here we go.
Touchdown.
Close.
Land the plane.
Land the plane is correct. Land the plane.
White back. Circle back.
Circle back.
I
There
said
you
white
go.
back. All right.
You know these sayings. We use them every day.
White back. No.
Circle back.
Circle
That's
back.
3.
All right. Burrito and a bunch of heads. Circle back. Let's circle back to it. Let's get back to it.
What kind of sandwich is that?
It's a wrap. Wrap it up. Wrap your head around it.
Wrap your head
All right.
around it. There we go.
I was like burrito back. Burrito circles.
We
Makes
all
sense
need
to
to
me.
find a circle. Everybody needs to find a circle. We got winners in this room. Here we go.
Okay, thank you. Pick your brain.
Pick your brain. When you hear it, just shout
Can I
it
just
out,
say
man.
wrong things? I was like, axe your head. I don't know. Headache. Migraine. I got a migraine. Address the elephant in the room. Let's address the elephant in the room.
Yeah!
Yay! That was by myself. Yeah.
All right.
Peel an onion.
Peel back the onion.
Peel back the onion, yeah.
Because do we work at the Outback Steakhouse?
Huh?
No,
Yeah.
we do not. Peel that onion back.
Peel that onion back. Flash. Run up the flag.
Run up the flagpole. Very
yeah.
good. You're on a hot streak right now.
Okay, good. I don't
2
know.
more.
I was about to say black man boxing. You know what I'm saying? Think outside the box. Yeah, there you go. Think outside the box. That
Think
works.
outside the box. Very
Yeah.
good. Obnoxious business platitudes is a category.
Oh, I
Don't
mean,
forget-
it could work, either way.
all right, here we
Think
go. Last one.
Put your ducks in a row.
Put your ducks in a row. Outstanding, Phil. I'll take this from you. All right, Phil, join me up on stage. That was excellent. And I got to tell you, you have a lot of friends here in Pittsburgh, my friend. Listen to how they all cheered you on, how they supported you. I got to tell you, man, you have just the right mindset for a game like this. So here's what I'm going to give you, because I wouldn't be much of a game show host if I didn't have fabulous prizes.
All right, I love prizes.
So Phil Wilkerson, you are getting 2 copies of the book Mindset by Carol Dweck. One of my favorite books. This book was part of the inspiration behind this presentation. Why am I giving you 2 copies? Why do you think I'm giving you 2 copies?
To give to someone else.
Before you leave tonight, you got to find somebody hopefully you do not know, and you get to share a copy with them in hopes that you will connect with them. How do we feel about that? You like it?
$10.
I have one more question before Phil leaves. Eastern Ace, do we all agree that what Phil just put forth was a championship effort? Well, where I come from, champions wear belts. So Phil, you are the first game champion of the day. Take that back to your seat. Take photos with it. Have some fun. Outstanding. Phil Wilkerson, unofficial mayor of Mason, our first champion of the day. Thank you. Good job, Phil. Well done. We are going to have 2 more champions today, and whoever wins our second game a little bit later, Phil's going to come up and hand the belt over to you. All right? But we have some content to get through. How did that all feel, by the way? Do we feel good about that? Right? Our brains start to release these chemicals that are telling us we're having a good time, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. But it speaks a lot to the mindset that we have as individuals, and also what sort of atmosphere we create in the rooms we're in, personally, professionally, or anywhere in between. Now, in the book Mindset, Carol Dweck talks about the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A growth mindset says I'm always learning. There's always an opportunity to improve. If I fail forward. I don't quit. I learn, and I can control certain things. I can own my circumstances and not let them own and control me. A fixed mindset says, I can't do anything about this. It must be fate. It was destined to happen this way. I can't change it. I can't affect it, so I may as well just go along for the ride. That is individual mindset. So the question I asked some time ago is, what about the environment we're in? Can somebody have a great mindset, but be in the wrong environment? How many of you have ever felt like you were somewhere where you had either a culture or leadership where no matter what you did, it was only going to get you so far because the culture and the leadership just did not create I saw a couple people smiling at me, like the knowing smile, like you know the answer to this question, right? How many of you have ever experienced that? And if your boss is here and it's right now, don't raise your hands. It's fine, okay? On the other side, you might be creating the best environment possible, doing everything you can to create leadership and growth and learning opportunities, and you might have that person on your team who just doesn't take full advantage of it. So this matrix that I developed looks at 4 different quadrants of individual mindset, as well as the culture and the atmosphere and the leadership. Somebody who is in a strong leadership environment but has a fixed mindset is in an area that I refer to as ready to disappoint. They have the tools, they have the resources, they have all these things at their disposal, but they're not willing to take advantage of it, and their mindset is preventing them from moving ahead. So it ends up being a disappointing experience. Somebody who is in a poor leadership environment and has a poor individual mindset, that's what I call destined to fail. It's very hard to succeed in an environment where both the individuals and the leaders and the culture are not creating the right environment and not moving things forward. A poor leadership environment with somebody who has a strong individual mindset is what I call forced to overcome. These are your underdog stories. Despite the things that are going on around me, I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to be the best version of myself, and I'm going to do everything in my power to succeed. And then that top right quadrant where we want to be, where our campus partners want their students to be, where our employers want people to be in their organizations, is empowered to succeed. A great environment with strong leadership and growth, mixed with individuals who have a growth mindset, who want to learn, improve, and succeed. And that is the combined mission of the individuals in this room. We want to pair great mindsets with great environments. And if somebody needs to work on their environment, we want to give them the tools to do it. And if somebody needs to work on their mindset, we want to give them the tools to do it. So that's where fan psychology comes into play. I set out and I asked the question, what is it that makes us want to consume the things that we're fans of? And why can't we apply that to our jobs, to our organizations, and to our teams? Right? You ever ask somebody how they're doing on a Monday, and you get a response kind of like this: it's Monday. I'm pretty good for a Monday, right? Office Space had this, right? Back in the late 90s, somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Remember that? But you ask them on Friday, totally different person. It's Friday, I'm great. It's incredible, it's Friday. What are you doing this weekend? You ask them on a Thursday, they tell you it's almost Friday. You ask them on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, they're very confused. What is it about that Friday mentality? What is it that has us spending 5/7 of our week looking forward to 2/7 of it? How do we take the psychology of fanship and apply it to our teams and to our organizations? And that's the idea behind fan psychology. So I want to ask this room, and I want to see if I can get anybody to maybe share a story with me. What is the craziest thing that you've ever done as a fan in your life? What is the above and beyond moment? What is the thing that you've done as a fan that you think really makes you a true fan? Outstanding. I'm coming right over with the microphone. I want to hear this story.
Not a long story. Oops, there we go.
It says it's on. There we go.
I know we have some Yankees fans in the rooms, but I say go Red Sox. Not a long story. Multiple times, though, during the playoffs, I have worn the same shirt, never washed it, for every single game.
Okay, all right, so we're not washing the shirt.
And it led to at least one World Series.
Oh, fair enough. Directly, he is responsible for at least one World Series because he didn't change his shirt. I like it. I saw a hand back here. There we go.
At a Dropkick Murphys concert in Boston, my husband and I were toward the back, and they were doing the thing where they were letting people go on stage, and it had been my husband's dream to get up there, but he is a pretty timid guy, and so I just grabbed his hand and shoved my way through all of the humans moshing and got him up to the stage and put him up there, and it was pretty awesome.
I love that. That's a great story, but that's a mentality. Think about that. Do we take the opportunity to push our way to the front and to get on stage ourselves? Not just at a Dropkick Murphys concert, although I got to tell you, that's a great place to do it, but professionally, in our lives, do we push our way to the front? Do we allow anything to make us think, hey, you know what, I shouldn't be up there. I can't get up on that stage. No, we have an opportunity to grab somebody by the hand and say, come with me. We're going to go live this out. We're going to fulfill a dream. That's a great story. Do we have one more? One more fan experience? Here we go.
I got a job at the Boston Bruins because I'm such a fan, and it meant I got to go to every game and just watch for free. Actually, get paid. Get paid.
I love it.
A very small amount to go to every single game for free.
Probably could have done it for free, and you would have done it. That's outstanding. First of all, I don't want to share about the Steelers interview process with you because that came up yesterday in that professional exchange. Second of all, I have no idea how I just hit the Boston trifecta. I promise that was not by design, right? But here are some really fun things that we do in service of our fan experiences. And it's powerful, and it connects us, and it changes how we look at things. In college football at Texas A&M, any Texas A&M alumni in the room? Nobody? Any Texas A&M fans in the room? All right. There is a fantastic story from Texas A&M. We're talking decades ago. And they're playing the number 1 team in the country as the number 2 team in the country. So basically national championship implications here. And players are getting hurt, and they're going down left and right. And the coach realizes that if he runs out of players, he's going to have to either forfeit the game or play with fewer players than he can play with, at which point it's pretty much a loss anyway. The story behind the 12th man is that the football coach remembered that there was a player who decided to leave the football team to pursue basketball. But basketball was not in season, and this student was up in the press box keeping score. So the coach had somebody go up there, grab the former player, bring him down to the bench, took one of the injured player's uniforms and, quite illegally, put it on this former player just in case, God forbid, they needed another body so they didn't have to forfeit the game. And forever, that individual who came down from the press box and put on that uniform was known as the 12th man. Right? A football team can play with 11 players. The idea of the 12th is when the fans are so supportive and so energetic and so into it that it gives the home team an advantage. And there's another team that's adopted the idea of the 12th man particularly well. Do I have any Seattle Seahawks fans in the room? If you are, please put your hands up very high because I want to make sure hotel security can see you. No? No? This is my 3rd consecutive crowd with no Seahawks fans, and I'm very, very happy. Okay, fair enough. I got to give them a lot of respect. Seattle has done a great job with the idea of the 12th man. They retired the number 12. No player in the Seahawks can ever wear the number 12 because they said that is reserved for their fans. So I'll set the stage for you. It's January 2011 in Seattle, Washington. It is the NFL playoffs. The Seattle Seahawks, despite being 7-9 that year, they won a very subpar NFC West. And they have a home playoff game against the heavily favored New Orleans Saints, led by Drew Brees. In the 4th quarter of that game, the Seahawks have a modest lead, and they're on offense. And they pitch the ball to this guy. Does anybody know who this is? That is Marshawn Lynch, former running back of the Seattle Seahawks and Skittles enthusiast. Does anybody know what Marshawn Lynch's nickname is? Beast Mode. Beast Mode gets the ball and proceeds to rip off, I think, a 67-yard touchdown run in which he breaks 8 tackles, including stiff-arming a Pro Bowl cornerback straight onto his butt, and then gets into the end zone, essentially clinching the game for the Seahawks. That in and of itself is a cool story. But behind the scenes, it gets even cooler, is that the crowd that day was so loud and so excited, it caused an earthquake. A 2.0 magnitude earthquake in Seattle. It's called the Beastquake. And you can see the seismic activity during and after the play. This wasn't a quick blip. These people were going crazy for 5-6 minutes for one game. This record stood from 2011 until, I think, November of 2024. And it was finally broken in terms of seismic activity caused by a live performance. Does anybody know who broke that record? It's the Swift Quake. My gosh, the Swifties. I think it was a slightly higher pitched earthquake than the Beastquake was, but it was a 2.3. Fan support does more than just move the fan. It moves the performer, it moves the team, and in some cases, it even moves the earth. When we're in these scenarios, our brains release these very powerful chemicals that motivate us and help us continue on to do good things. All right, there's a game that I'll sometimes play called EDSO, but I want to go through it with the group, right? I'll ask you to shout them out. The brain chemical that is released to mask pain. It's associated with the runner's high. It begins with the letter E. I'm talking about endorphins. You're thinking to yourself, wait a second. When I'm at work, how am I going to create enough pain to release endorphins? And then you're realizing, oh, wait, I have that staff meeting. No. There is a way that your body releases endorphins that does not actually require you inflicting pain on those around you. Does anybody know what it is? Laughter. When you laugh, your brain recognizes the contractions of the muscles in your body and thinks of it as your body doing physical work, or in some cases taking physical damage, depending on how hard you're laughing. So your brain says, oh, we're doing work, we're in pain, I'm going to release endorphins. You get endorphins just by laughing. So if you are able to laugh with your teammates, with your students, with your friends, or laugh the way I've heard people laugh at this conference in the last 24 hours, your brain is rewarding you. All right? Second brain chemical starts with the letter D. This is the reward center of the brain. Want thing, get thing, happy brain. Dopamine is correct. Dopamine is released in your brain when you get something you want. Want food, get food, happy brain. Thirsty, want drink, get drink, happy brain. The need to reproduce, now we're going to leave that one off to the side. We're going to talk survival instincts, you get my point, right? But when we check something off our to-do list, when we accomplish a task, that releases dopamine in the brain. It's a very powerful motivator for us. S, this is our teamwork chemical. When we're working around people we like and we're taking leadership and we feel a sense of respect, our brain releases serotonin, the teamwork chemical. This, by the way, is why humans are the apex predators that they are. It's not opposable thumbs. It's the fact that we are great at working as a team. Because we are a team-centric species, that is why we've been able to evolve the way we have. Serotonin is our brain's way of saying, people respect you, you respect them. You like each other, you're in a place where you feel comfortable, you feel safe. Here's some serotonin for your troubles. O, this is your love chemical, your friendship chemical. Your brain releases this at a lot of times when you're with people that you genuinely love. I'm talking about oxytocin is correct. I've seen a lot of oxytocin released today in the number of hugs that you all have doled out to people that you haven't seen possibly since Albany last year and are so excited to see again. Handshakes, fist bumps, smiles from across the room, all of these things release these great brain chemicals, and this moves the earth. So when we can create environments at our workplace, with our students, with our employees, whether you are at a college or whether you're at an employer, We are triggering the reward centers in the brain to make sure we know that we're happy and we love what we do. And that's also healthy for us because it reduces cortisol. And cortisol is our stress hormone that in little bits can be very helpful. It keeps us sharp, it keeps us focused. But too much cortisol, being in a negative environment for too long, can lead to disease and even lead to death. We are not only responsible for our satisfaction and our happiness, but also our health. So I identified 9 psychological factors that I see in fans, and I asked, how do we apply the lessons to our organizations? Now, you are free to take as many photos of this in the next few slides as you want. However, I'm going to save you some trouble. At the end of this presentation, I will put a QR code up on the screen. On many of the tables, you'll see a flyer with that same QR code. Anybody who provides me feedback at the end of this presentation, lets me know what you thought about becoming a fan, you will receive an automatic download PDF of this slide and the 9 individual slides as well. And just for giving me that feedback, I will enter you into a raffle for the limited edition Chris Fitzpatrick Speaks tumbler, which I got to tell you, it's made from 93% recycled materials. Here are 9 factors of fanship. First and foremost, personal aspiration. If I can see it, I can be it. Gatorade had this right in the early 1990s. They had a very popular and very successful ad campaign that had children all over the world singing, I want to be, I want to be, I want to be like, I want to be like Mike, if I could be like Mike. This commercial was so powerful because it showed the great Michael Jordan playing basketball with kids, and it showed highlights of some of his craziest, most gravity-defining plays, and then, of course, sipping some Gatorade. The idea being that if you drink Gatorade, you'll be like Mike. But the truth is, what they tapped into, and I don't think they realized it at the time, what was really special is that all these kids would look at Michael Jordan, and many of them started playing basketball because they wanted to be like Mike. Or they joined a sport, or they got involved in something because they wanted to be like Mike. A lot of us become fans because we see ourselves aspiring to something that gets us excited. Any of you ever pick up an instrument or start singing because your favorite musician inspired you? How many of you had that experience? Any of you play a sport because your favorite athlete inspired you? A lot of people have. A lot of people have. It's personal aspiration. Here's why it's so important at your organizations. The idea, if I can see it, I can be it, they have to be able to see it. Which means, A, the people in this room and your teams have to model the way for them. They have to be the right type of role model. This is also why inclusivity is so important, and representation matters. Because everybody needs to be able to see themselves as successful in your organization to realize personal aspiration and to want to be successful at your organization. So clearing barriers and providing opportunities is a great way to build fans. Number 2, emotional investment. I think there's this misconception that emotional intelligence means an absence of emotion, when the truth is what we do every single day is very emotional. For our college partners here, you're going to be counseling students who have just received their first or their 10th or their 100th rejection for an internship or a job that they really wanted. That's an emotional experience. You also might have that student coming to you because they just got the internship that they really wanted, and they're elated, and they're excited, and they want to share that with you. These are all emotional reactions. You see, because when Michael Corleone said to Sonny, it's not business, it's not personal, Sonny, it's strictly business. Yeah, no, Mike, I think it was a little bit personal. It felt a little bit personal. It was emotional, and that's okay. So how do we create environments that embrace emotions instead of trying to push them away? By allowing people to feel the way they feel. Let's not run away from emotional investment. Let's encourage it. This is one of my personal favorites, influence of family and friends. I know we had a lot of fans in the room of a lot of different sports teams. How many of you started rooting for a team because somebody in your family had been rooting for that team as you grew up? A lot of hands went up, right? All right, my Yankee fans in the room, was that you? Right? All right, fair enough. Who else? What other What other family and friends do we have here? I heard go Birds. We're coming back to the Bills in a little bit, right? We have trust with these people, whether it's our closest friend or whether it's a member of our family. Because there's trust, we start to become fans of the things that they're fans of, A, because we believe that we can trust them, and B, because a lot of times they invite us to do it. They ask us to come along. They say, why don't you join me? Come to this game, come to this concert, try this activity. And this is something very powerful that this room has more than most rooms I speak in. You've got alumni who love telling stories, and you have employee referrals at the ready. So many folks become fans because of the people around them, the people they trust, their family and their friends, and our job is to embrace that ideal. And then we have participation. It is not enough just to be a spectator. A lot of people don't just want to watch, they want to participate. They want a sense of ownership. And studies have shown that there is such power in ownership, career ownership, ownership of education, that brings people in a deeper connection with what's important to them. They don't just want to watch, they want to participate. This is why stadiums have jumbotrons. This is why I used to work, I had a job in college for a minor league baseball team. And between every inning, I would play the games with the fans. They would toss the Frisbee into the kiddie pool, and we would do the YMCA on the third base dugout. All of these different things that took the spectators and made them participants. Some organizations do it extremely well. The Savannah Bananas have figured this out. Everybody's a participant there, and it feels really great. People are on that big screen and they get excited. There are some who don't do such a good job at this. Coldplay, I'm looking at you. Maybe I just want to be a spectator and not a participant at that concert. Speaking of participants, let's bring this room back into participation. Are we ready for another game? Yeah. All right, outstanding. How many of you love Family Feud? Family Feud fans? All right, that's not what we're doing. We're not playing Family Feud. No, this is a game I call Top Answers, and it is a combination of Family Feud and Match Game. And to play Top Answers, I need 4 contestants. I need 4 contestants to join me on stage. Actually, you can stay on the floor. You don't even have to come on stage. I saw a hand go up. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the back. Come on up. Come on up. We got 4 contestants. Let's bring up our 4 contestants. All right. Hi, everybody. Hi there. Would you tell everybody your name and your organization?
Yes, I'm Taliba Mackey with Enterprise Mobility.
All right. Let's give her a round of applause.
I'm Robin Beauchamp, Wentworth Institute of Technology, Boston.
Outstanding. There's your game board. Okay. And this is for you, and go ahead, Linda.
I'm Linda Johnson from PSCG Long Island.
All right, PSEG. Justin.
Justin Tarbell, Virginia Commonwealth University. Go Birds.
Ah, there we go. All right, love the fanship. All right, everybody can grab a marker from right behind them. Are my friends from Indeed still in the room? Yeah. All right, outstanding. I absolutely love the content that y'all are putting out. And I'm not just saying that because you sponsored me up here. I really, really did. And as I'm researching this, I'm finding so much great information and so many terrific studies that we just had to build a game around that information. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put a question on the board. And I've got the top 8 answers. You only have to write down 5. I want your top 5 answers. And whoever has the most matches will win the game. So it's Family Feud meets Match Game. Here's the other fun part. You're going to have 2 minutes to do it, and you can go anywhere in the crowd, and they can help you. All right, we want more of that EDSO, right? We want more of those brain chemicals from that teamwork. Here is our question. According to Indeed's 2025 Work Well-Being Report, and the Work Well-Being Report is, first of all, incredible. Second of all, it's all about what makes us happy, and said not just about work performance, but about when we're glad being at work, when we love what we do. According to their 2025 Work Well-Being Report, what are the top drivers of workplace well-being? The top drivers of workplace well-being. You've got 2 minutes to write down 5 answers on your board. You can go get help. You can stay here by yourself. It's completely up to you. Taliba's got a big contingent here, and she's just like, no, I got this. No Googling it, and he's going right to the guy from Indeed. Justin, I love the enterprise. You can give him the wrong answers if you want. Influence of family and friends. I know you trust him. Only need 5. If you have more than 5, you have to erase until you have to pick your top ones. I have an eraser right here. There you go.
Thank you.
As soon as you have your top 5, come on back to the front. Five. I have 8. You get 5. How you feel? Oh, confident? All right. Linda, I'm going to make sure you win because I don't want my gas turned off. All right, we got 30 seconds. Matt, you're a popular guy all of a sudden. Not that you weren't popular before, but... I have a napkin.
I have a finger.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Our contestants, you have your 5 answers, right? All right, I'm going to reveal 8 through 1, and if you have a match, let me know you have a match. We will check it, and you can give yourself a point on the board. You keep your own score. If there is any question about whether or not your answer is acceptable, we go to the audience to poll, because I do not want that kind of responsibility. Number 8, opportunities for learning. Do we have one? Development I will take. I like development. Development is a good answer. Development's good. All right, so we got Taliba with 1 point. Anybody else? That's an early lead. That's good. See, this is why you didn't go out into the crowd. She stayed up here by herself. You saw that, right? Number 7, fair compensation. Good? Got it? You get pay. I mean, you don't get pay. I'm accepting the answer pay. I'm not paying you for that answer, but yes, that works. Yes, that is correct. That is good. Pay is good.
I'm losing.
No, but we have 6 more to go. You can still do this. You can still do this. This is an underdog story. Inclusion and respect is number 6. Culture of inclusion.
Culture. Yeah, does that count? Culture should count.
I also have culture.
Culture. They've given it to you.
Thank you.
You're good. You're good. Not work-life balance. No, we're... Yep, that's a great question. Now we're talking about inclusivity. Okay. It is a good one. It's just not matching this one. We got 5 more to go. Sense of achievement. No, it's promoted. Well, does growth? What do you think? Growth? Nah, sorry. Job satisfaction. I think job satisfaction could do it, right? All right, hands up if you like it. Hands up if you say no. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't work. Oh man. And Rutgers Newark over here is putting up the strike from Family Feud. Did you see that? It could. Growth and opportunities to learn could go together. All right. Strong management and leadership. Good management, good leadership. Supervisor, yes. Supportive management, yes. Okay. A few more to go. Top 3. Culture of trust. Trust. Feeling of trust. No, you don't. You don't. I promise you don't suck. No, you're going to be a winner. You're going to be a winner.
Come back.
Here we go, 2 more to go. Hold on, what's our score? Taliba, how many do you have?
Quick question.
Okay.
The last one with the trust with the
Yep.
managers. Does recognition account for that?
Not in this case.
Okay, so
No.
2. I got 2.
2? Justin? 3?
2.
2? All right, 2 to go.
I'm coming for you.
A sense of belonging.
Camaraderie.
Yes. Camaraderie is a good answer. Anybody else? All right. We are tied at 3. We got 3, 3,
2.
and 2. Number 1 answer, engaging and energizing work.
That's all falls on the culture. I should have been more specific.
Work that engages us and energizes us. All right, so we got 3 and we got 3.
I have work-life balance, or that's it. That's the only one that might.
Work-life balance, location, supportive management, okay? And Justin, what do you have?
Benefits and flexibility left.
Benefits of flexibility left. All right, so we've got co-winners. Let's congratulate our co-winners. Let's congratulate Linda and Justin, but don't leave. That was a heck of a contest. Phil, can you bring the belt up, please? Let's bring up that belt. And here's what I want to do. That was a tight game, and that's a tough list. So we're going to make winners out of all 4 of them. First and foremost, Linda and Justin, you get a copy of The Happiness Advantage by Sean Ackert, which is about brain fueling positive success in your life and in your workplace. That is for you. But because we got so much great EDSO from our 2 runners-up, you get a copy of Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek. That is for you. But our co-winners will receive the championship belt. You all can decide who's going to take it.
It doesn't go with my ensemble.
That goes with everything. Can we have a round of applause for our winners, please, and our contestants? Thank you. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
All right. Workplace happiness. That is workplace well-being, and I love the study. And if you haven't had a chance to, I highly suggest you check out that report by the folks at Indeed because it's very, very interesting. These are the things that bring us closer with our work. It gives us a sense of happiness, not just job satisfaction in the way that we feel like we're doing our work and we're getting our pay and we're going home, but it really connects us with these experiences. And that brings us back to our list. Nostalgia, legacy, and history. I was talking to somebody today from Yale. And as I was going through the presentation, I'm thinking that there are organizations that have been around for 50 years, 100 years, 150 years. And then there's a couple organizations that have been around for 200, 250 years, but they feel like they've been around forever. How many of you are at an organization that has been around for more than 100 years? How many of you have been are at an organization that's been around for more than 150 years? 200 years. Wow. It's like the dance of the ages that you do at a wedding, where eventually it's just that couple that's been married for 72 years still out there on the dance floor. That's incredible. But for the organizations that are newer, here's the great thing about nostalgia, legacy, and history. You don't have to be a 200-year-old organization to tap into this factor of fanship. Not everything has to be the Notre Dame fight song. Not everything has to be rooted in the 1800s and have all this. You're writing the history every moment of every day. And your ability to embrace history as it happens is what's going to build the culture of fanship for the next 10, 50, 100 years. Embrace the victories. Let everybody be a historian. And really tap into what makes your organization unique. Let the nostalgia bring people closer to your brand, whether you're at a university or whether you're at a company. Self-expression and creativity. I love this one with this group, especially my college crew. College partners, you all have gotten this for decades. Colleges and universities are hotbeds of creative expression, and they have been for as far back as you can remember. One of the challenges, though, is balancing that creativity with this idea of individuals having to become the professional version of themselves and joining an organization. And for the companies out there, how do you embrace the creativity of your early career hires? How do you involve them? How do you involve your interns? How many of you feel that you have a culture where somebody who's new as part of the team can express themselves creatively, can be part of those teams? That's outstanding. Now ask yourselves this: what kind of barriers did you have to overcome to get there? What did those barriers look like? What kept you from having people able to express themselves creatively? And think about how you can relieve those barriers to help people keep moving forward. Balancing creativity and inclusivity with professionalism. Now, I love this one. Connection to local community. I don't want to turn this into a sing-along, but I think you all know the end of this lyric here. It's root for the... Right, if they don't, not the Cubbies. All right, can we talk about the fact that there are too many Chicago sports fans? Like, the number of Bears fans I had in my Hoover today, that was a little disconcerting. All right, root for the Cubbies. Harry Carey, I love it. The original root for the home team. We root for the home team first. We are all rooted in our local communities. We are part of those communities. Colleges and universities are cornerstones of those communities, and our organizations give back and volunteer. And there are studies that show that more and more millennials, Gen Y, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they are going to look for organizations and companies that identify and align with their value system more than any other generation in history. Meaning that the organizations that give back to the community and the universities that connect to their communities are going to create more fans and have more engagement and have a deeper sense of that level of belonging. People want to make a difference, and they want to be a part of organizations that make a difference. One very quick story. Some time ago, where are my enterprise folks at? All right, so a time ago, a career ago, I worked with the wonderful folks from Enterprise. And one of my favorite stories about connection to the local community was that we partnered with Habitat for Humanity, and we sponsored a build site. And we had the ability to bring out a certain number of folks to the build site in order to give back to the local community. And this was right around the Newark, East Orange area in northern New Jersey. So the sponsorship allowed us to bring 30 people out to the build site. And the question was, well, what 30 employees do you want to bring out to do the build? And I said, we're going to do this a little differently, take this in a different direction. And we identified one of our campus partners who had a student chapter of Habitat for Humanity. And we said, y'all are going to get 15 spots on this build with us. We're sponsoring it for you. You can bring a dean, you can bring a professor, but we want you to bring the students out to the build site with us, shoulder to shoulder, arm in arm, with 15 of our employees building a home for somebody in our community. I have never seen 30 people so motivated before in their lives. It was absolutely incredible. They never met before. But here you had students and you had professionals, and we weren't talking about jobs. We weren't talking about career paths. We were talking about what we could do to impact our local community. There is so much potential for us to build fanship just by looking in our own backyard. Tribalism. This one's a little tricky because I think when we hear about tribalism, there can be a positive or a negative connotation because sometimes tribalism is used to exclude. But the truth is, when tribalism is used to build an inclusive and safe culture where people not only feel as though they can be a part of it, but once they're a part of it, they feel a sense of pride and belonging and safety as part of that tribe. That is an incredibly powerful feeling. I told this group we would get back to them. Here's your moment to shine. Bills Mafia. Where are you at? Stand up, Bills Mafia. All right. They are a mafia. They're not Bills fans. I love you. Y'all can sit down now. What a great tribe the Bills Mafia is, and what positivity they bring. I believe it was a playoff game against the Cincinnati Bengals, where something happened and the Bengal player made a mistake and cost them the game. and he was coming under quite a bit of scrutiny from his hometown. Bills fans were very happy because they ended up winning this game, but they also saw what was kind of happening with this one particular player. So they donated money to this person's foundation as a way of saying, hey, we got your back. It's okay. This wasn't one of their players. This was an opposing player. And they raised hundreds of thousands of dollars just by coming together as a community and supporting somebody who kind of needed to pick me up. It was incredible. It was one of the coolest expressions of fanship I'd ever seen. But this tribe came together, right? You want to see tribalism, you want to see real fan togetherness, just watch any World Cup game at a bar that supports them. If you're in Boston, go hang out with Scotland. You know what I'm talking about, right? If your tribe is inclusive and brings people in and lets them come and be part of the tribe as well, if you're not using it to build barriers and exclude, you're creating a tremendous sense of pride. And whether it's a chant, whether it's a special handshake, whether it's a song, something that brings you all together, if you are part of that tribe, you will never, ever, ever forget it. Like this tribe in this room here, the Eastern Ace tribe, which is incredible because I've seen people welcome everybody back, everyone new, everyone returning in this room. You'll do a great job with this particular factor. And last but not least, rituals and traditions. Colleges have been doing this for years. Employers build this in their own special way. What are those traditions that you hold to? What are those things that keep you connected, that you do it just because you want to do it, just because it is what you do? It's before the Notre Dame game when the players are walking down the stairs and every single one of them has to tap the sign. And the fans who visit Notre Dame, if they get a chance to go down that stairwell, that's what they do. They tap the sign. It's a ritual and a tradition that brings them closer to that experience as fans. How many of you feel like you have a ritual or a tradition on your team? I saw a hand right here. I would love to hear about your ritual or tradition. Can you share? Can you share it? It's like, I thought you just wanted me to raise my hand. I didn't know he was coming down with the mic. I want to hear about this ritual or tradition. What does your team do?
So, every day, right when we're getting ready to leave, actually one of our new hires that was a student that was so amazing, she ended up getting brought onto our team full-time and works at the front desk. Every day at 5 o'clock, we have this little bell, and she rings it twice, and then we all gather and walk out to our cars together.
Mic drop and scene. That is phenomenal. That is a beautiful tradition. Katie, I have a question. Was it that new employee, that intern who became full-time, did they come up with that tradition? Creative expression. Creative expression. There's creative expression that led to a ritual or a tradition. That is beautiful. Anybody else have one that they'd like to share? Hey, Jenny. These are fun stories. I do these just because I get goosebumps.
So it sounds pretty simple, but we do birthday lunches. But nice. If not everybody's around, we will wait 2 months if we have to do a birthday lunch. And every single person on our team gets a birthday lunch where we all go together out to lunch, and the rest of the office pays for it, and they don't pay for it. And we treat them to lunch.
Love it. Love it. That is so cool. I love these rituals, and I love these traditions. And I want you to keep this conversation going. If you have a ritual or tradition, let's post it on the Whova app. I want more of these stories because I think they're absolutely incredible. Now, we got a little bit of a late start with the keynote, and I know that folks want to get out to happy hour and start networking, and I want to get you there. However, can we play one more game? Can we crown one more champion? Can we crown a grand champion today? I want to play a game with everybody called Playing the Percentages. And for Playing the Percentages, this is going to be tournament style. I need 4 contestants to come up front to play the percentages with us. I need 4 contestants in the back. There we go. I need 4. I need 3 more. I need 3 more. Hold on. Where's my Packer fan? I saw them pointing at you. I remembered. Haim, come on up. You coming up? Haim, come on up. You're in? There you go. You're in. All right, I've got 4 contestants. All right.
Which means I'm going to lose, by the way.
I am not going to fix this in any way, I promise. All right. I am going to split you up into 2 groups of 2. Is it Callie? Callie, would you join Kenneth? Heim versus Colby. Absolutely.
Versus.
Yes,
Okay, good.
versus. This is not a team game.
Good.
All right. In the first round, Colby and Heim will go head-to-head. The winner will move to the championship. Callie and Kenneth will go head-to-head. The winner will go on to the championship, and the championship round is best of 3. I've got 5 questions on the board. How many of you remember a game called Card Sharks? Card Sharks was a high-low game. So I'm going to put up a question, and the answer is somewhere between 0 and 100%. One of you will write a percentage on their board. The other person's got to guess if it's higher or lower. All right, Colby, that's for you. Heim, that's for you. I'm going to give you all the first question. Make sure you have a marker. I got 2 markers right here. Okay, very good. Good choice. All right, and you got the screen right here, or the screen's up above. Here's our first question. According to the 2025 NACE Recruiting Benchmarks Report, what percentage of respondents said they are using AI in recruitment? I'm going to ask Colby to write the percentage, what you think the answer is. Heim, all you got to do is give us higher or lower. What percentage of respondents said they were using AI in recruitment efforts? Because y'all don't ever hear about AI at conferences. That never comes up, right? Nobody talks about that, right? Colby, do you have an answer? Colby says 30%. All right? Colby, where are you from?
Boston. Sorry.
Let's try that one more time. That was not your fault.
Boston.
Colby's from Boston. Boston, all over the place today. Colby says 30%.
Boston Packer fan?
A Boston Packer, a New Jersey Packer fan. You leave Colby be. This is my tribe. Okay. Heim, you grab your board. You just have to write an arrow. Higher or lower?
I know it was lower when I started, and I thought I'm going to go with lower, even though that's a lower.
So you were going into it thinking low.
I was thinking low.
Okay. Heim says lower, 30%. How many of you think it's 30% or higher and that Colby's right? How many of you are with Heim and you think it's lower?
I'm my own tribe.
I like it. Hey, it only takes one. 22%. Heim gets it. It is lower.
Bears win.
All right. Did y'all hear what he just said? He just said Bears win. I don't care which of y'all wins your match, but I'm rooting for one of you in the championship. I want you to know that. Let's give Heim a round of applause, and let's thank Colby for coming up. Thank you, Colby. I appreciate it. Thank you. Go, Pack, go, indeed, my friend. All right, Heim. Go right over there. Randall Cobb. Uh-huh.
We're going to keep going, Walter Payton.
Aaron Rodgers. We'll keep going back and forth all day. Are we ready for our second match? Callie, you get this board. You can pick any color marker you want. Kenneth, here's your board. You're going to have a question. Callie, I'm going to ask you to write the number. Kenneth, you are going to write the higher or lower. You need a marker, right? Take your pick. Okay, very good. All right, here we go. Second question. Same study. What percentage of employers reported that career services were important to their success on campus, specific to recruitment? What percentage of employers said that career services were important? We just were very surprised by how low the AI answer was, right?
We're referring to their success overall or success on campus?
Their success on campus. The Career Services Center, 55%. Callie says 55%. Kelly, where are you joining us from?
I'm from Philadelphia with an organization called Campus Philly.
Outstanding. All right. Love Philadelphia. Kenneth, higher or lower?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was thinking too hard. Higher.
Kenneth says higher. How many of you agree with Kenneth? Think it's higher than 55%?
It should be higher.
Are we ready? Much higher. It's awesome. Thank you so much for playing, Callie. All right, we have our finals. 90%. It shows there's still a big gap between this AI train that's coming and the fact that the people in this room are so critical to each other's success, because students, companies, employers, employees, we still want to feel human connection. All right, best of 3. Gentlemen, grab your boards. I'm giving you Bear Orange, Heim.
That works.
You get Packer Green. I just want you to know that if you lose this, I'll never talk to you again. No, I just want you to know that we're all counting on you. Okay. No pressure. Is that good? Pep talk, right? Okay. Question number 3. For this one, Haim, you'll write the number. Kenneth, you'll have the higher or lower again. According to NACE's 2026 Job Outlook Survey, what percentage of employers say that they are using skill-based hiring in their recruiting efforts? Oh, man. Maybe he should be writing the number. By the way, in all the time I've been doing this, nobody has ever gotten it exactly right.
What do you get if you get one right?
No, we'll get to that. 68%. Kenneth, higher or lower than 68? Higher than 68 is going against the number. Okay, how many of you agree and think it's higher than 68%? All right, let's find out. 70%. There's a win for Kenneth. 1-0. You can erase your boards. It's best of 3. Haim's still in it. Haim's still in it. He was done. I'm out. I'm a champion. Kenneth, you're going to write the number this time. Haim, you've got higher or lower.
Got it.
According to the same report, what percentage of employers stated that college graduates were either very well prepared or somewhat well prepared for the workforce? Employers who said that college graduates were very well prepared or somewhat well prepared. It's a tough one.
80%.
80%. And Haim went lower and he didn't bat an eyelash. How many of you agree with Haim? This shocked me. 93%. Guess what that means? Y'all are doing a great job. 93%. We got one more. We're still going to play the last one. The question is, can Kenneth clean sweep this, or will Haim salvage one? Haim, I'm going to give you the choice. Do you want the number or the arrow? The arrow. Kenneth, you've got the number. Last question. In 2019, 73% of employers screened candidates by GPA. In 2025, what percentage of employers reported screening candidates by GPA? This is an interesting question. There's a buzz in the room on this one.
45%.
Kenneth, say it loud, say it proud.
45%.
Kenneth says 45%. Haim?
It's 42, so I'm going lower.
You say 42, just a little lower?
Just a little lower.
He just said, I think it's 42.
That was the exact number that never happened.
Imagine if you'd said you wanted to answer the number instead of the arrow. Outstanding. That is almost enough to tie this game up.
Yeah,
that was wonderful. Can we give them both a round of applause, please? I don't feel like either of you lost. Haim, you get a copy of Atomic Habits by James Clear. Kenneth, you get a copy for winning. Hold on a second, my friend. First of all, where's the belt? Let's bring the belt up. We got the belt. Look at I love the way look at this reverence and this respect. I love it. It is no joke. But for winning our grand championship final game, you get the Chris Fitzpatrick Speaks travel mug. I'll put that right there for you. Big round of applause for Kenneth. This is a wonderful job. Outstanding. I don't know about you, those statistics surprised the heck out of me. Some of them did, at least. Did you all have some fun with that game? That's my favorite game. I love playing the percentages. At the end, I want to ask all of our winners to please come up and we'll get a group photo with the belt, and then I will bring the belt with me to networking. Anybody can take a photo with it if you want. But I want to leave you with one final thought. There were two carpenters. Equal experience, equal skill, equal talent, both highly regarded by their peers. Either one of these carpenters would build a wonderful house for you. In every imaginable way, they were pretty much equal. Their tools and their systems were also about the same. Their hammers were heavy, their saws were sharp, their screwdrivers were screwy. But they had pretty much the same tools and the same systems at their disposal. Carpenter number one built a really good house, a house that any one of us would be proud to live in. But carpenter number two built a great house, the greatest house they'd ever built, better than carpenter number one's house. Because while carpenter number one focused on their skills and their tools and their systems, carpenter number two focused on the family that would live there one day. Eastern Ace, don't ever lose sight of your purpose. You do amazing work. There are students out there who are in internships because of you. Organizations, there are people with incredible personal aspiration that are going to change the world because you gave them a shot. What you do matters. What you do has purpose. And I want everybody to leave this room today reinforced in that purpose, fans of their organization, fans of their students, fans of their employees, fans of each other, and fans of themselves. Because I will tell you this from the bottom of my heart, EACE, and I've meant this for almost 20 years, I am a fan of yours, and I appreciate you having me here today. Thank you. And I would love your feedback. So whether you use this QR code or the QR codes on the table, I would really, really value your feedback. And we're going to bring our conference committee back up to close us out and get us where we're going. Shannon, come on up. And thank you once again, everybody. I had a great time.